welcome back to my channel. Today, I would like to talk about what we perceive as unwarranted emotions and how they are related to past lives and the whole healing process. So here we get into the thick of it, because why am I bringing this up? I am bringing this up because the last 2 weeks of my life has been hell. And I have been forced to deal with things that I have repressed, not only in this lifetime, but lifetimes. And they came to surface. And the moral of the story is that we cannot run away from our pain. We can't run away. It's always going to resurface somehow, somewhere. That repressed emotion, that repressed energy sits in our subconscious. And eventually it's going to come out and say hello to us. It's like, oh my gosh, this is so painful. So if you're going through something, let's say you have these emotions that you feel are unwarranted. For example, I've been feeling anger. And I don't have anything in my life to feel angry about, yet I have been repressing these emotions because my ego, my conscious mind is like, Mac, you have nothing to be angry about. So I repress it. And finally, actually, this was about 6 months ago, I had a friend who is an Akashic channeler. And I'm like, can we just ask Spirit about this anger? And they said, you know what? Go through it. Don't do anything about it. Just don't repress it, because anger is your path to freedom. I was like, oh, that sounds awful, but here we are. And finally, these little angry outbursts that I've had are getting in my way. I've noticed, I joke, I'm kind of like a Karen when I go out sometimes, because I have no patience for people when they do stupid stuff. And that's not my typical temperament at all. I would have angry outbursts towards my husband, and it's just time to handle this. So I did a past life healing session with my healer, Jack, and this has opened up a whole can of worms, all revolved around anger. But I am finally feeling like I'm coming out to the other side of it, and I want to share this with you to show you how powerful hypnotherapy can be, past life healing can be, and how, if you're even watching this, you're probably at some point in your soul journey too, where all of this stuff that we've been carrying with us from lifetimes is coming to surface, and how if we repress something, we can't run away from it. We carry that deep within our consciousness. So if we don't appropriately go through those specific emotions, they always come back to us. So you're either going to deal with that now or your next lifetime or in 3 lifetimes. That program, that theme is going to surface, because we're here to experience the duality of life. And if we're constantly just going to where our ego wants us to go, which is pleasure, it's like, no, don't go there. It's too much pain. That's really not going to get you anywhere, because at some point in time, you have to look your pain straight in the face in order to release yourself from it. So let me take you down a little bit of a path here of what it truly means to heal. And these repressed emotions that you might be feeling, how it can be related to past lives. I'm going to get really fancy with you all today, and I am going to show you on this board the breakdown of this. So, and maybe you can connect the dots to how this would apply in your life. So my theme is anger. For some reason, again, like I said, I didn't really have a lot of reasons to be angry, but I noticed that this kept coming out in specific outbursts that just didn't really make any sense. Again, not my temperament. I'm not usually an angry person, but this was the resonating, recurring emotion. Okay. So what happened when I got with Jacqueline? is that there was a specific trauma that happened in my childhood. So trauma in childhood, where I perceived a specific event that happened as a threat to my security. I don't remember this, but I apparently either lost a stuffed animal, but I thought my mom took it away from me. And it started this whole slew of emotion of just not feeling safe. So let's start with that. And I swear past lives are related to this. So this was the initial, like, here we go, started something off. It was perceiving me not being safe. But here was the other thing that got triggered. It was something that I truly wanted from a heart space. Like this stuffed animal to me was like my pride and joy. And when that got taken away from me, what was being triggered was this theme that what I really want in my life never comes to fruition. And I feel this so deeply because I have worked so hard in my life. And I did not spell fruition right, but we're just going to ignore that. When it's like this thing that just never stops. It's like I go for something and I have everything in place and something sabotages it like every single time. And in the middle of this session, I could not stop crying. I'm like, yes, what is up? This is so frustrating. But as we went deeper and deeper into the session, what started coming out and why this specific instance in my life was so triggering was that this was related to a theme in my past lives. And that theme is that when I finally have what I really want, it is taken away from me. So let me explain. I've had a lot of different lives where it's like finances, love, it all comes together. It's exactly where I want it to be. And then something happens. It's like the death of my spouse or loved one. I've personally have seen and gone into my own past lives, and I've seen this over and over and over again. Like something that truly means something dear to me gets taken out from underneath my feet. So as soon as I get it, it's taken. So it's created what is basically this subconscious belief is that when I have something that I want, when life truly comes together for me, it will be taken away. So it's also a level of fear being taken away from me. It's a fear, and that's my belief. And I'm running this specific program in life after life after life. Well, this recent past life, there was a tragedy, like a natural occurring event, where I had everything together. I was male. Family life was great. Love life was great. And I built some empire with my business. Like I knew what I was doing. And what happened is that there was a tragedy that basically wiped everything out. Like there was nothing else to rebuild from this. And even though specifically from this natural tragedy, I wasn't killed from it, but it did take my life because I had nothing after that. And I just slowly watched myself die. So tragedy, natural, everything taken away from me in past life. And this came out in this session as being like, this was the life that kind of got the ball rolling. Like if I reach everything, then it's going to be taken away from me. And I was devastated about this on a soul level. And I was specifically carrying this with me at a subconscious level. So my subconscious, my soul is thinking, well, if you, Mac, finally have everything that you want, the house, the family life, the love life, work, it's going to be taken away. So let's never, ever allow that to get to that point in time. So do you kind of see how this is working and why we have these weird, strange patterns that happen to us all the time? And it's like no matter the conscious efforts, we can't seem to like make progress. And it's because we're running off of these subconscious programs. And these subconscious programs usually almost always are related to past lives because it's taken lifetimes for those subconscious beliefs to be built. And as we move out through this reincarnation process and we're entering a time of ascension, we are dismantling these beliefs. We are now removing them from our subconscious so we can move into a place of flow, abundance, love. That's what's happening. So how does this all fit together? Why was this trauma in the childhood so triggering? Well, what happened, so like this, go like this. So tragedy to everything taken away. Well, in this specific lifetime where there was this natural disaster, I was also in like a keeper and took care of animals. And at a soul level, like I love animals. I'm obsessed. And I joke that when I go back to the other side, I'm just like a keeper of animals. And that's great. I don't need to be with other people. I'm just going to be with animals. Well, the pain of not being able to do anything for my animals took me to see all the suffering. And I, in my specific incarnation right now, I, as a child, used a stuffed animal as sort of that safe connection to animals. And when that was taken away from me, it triggered that memory from this lifetime of things always being taken away, things being in disaster. And I have now, in my life, never really placed what I want on a deep heart level in my life. It's like the carrot's always in front of me and I can never quite attain it. So once that happened, this is where all my anger is coming from. It's like I can never quite get where I want to go. So I'm going to do a little, and this goes back up to here. So it's just like this full circle here. So there's a lot of anger. And in 2 weeks, there's been more anger coming out and out and out. So even though, yeah, I have my life in place, and from an outsider's point of view, it looks fantastic. And I'm very grateful for so many things I have in my life. But there's just that piece that's always missing for me. And it's because there's been subconscious sabotage, and it makes me so angry about it. But I'm releasing it and I'm letting it go. So my anger is not unwarranted at all, actually. This anger is sitting deep in my consciousness. It's sitting in my subconscious. And these little angry outbursts, what is that? That's this anger knocking on the door saying, hey, I'm with you and I've been carried with you over lifetimes. And you said, and you set the intention, which I did. I set the intention that I want my higher self to remove any and all layers, programs, and blocked emotions that is preventing me from living my life at my highest capacity right now. And this was holding me back. And I have been dealing with the healing of this for 2 weeks now, and I'm sure there's still more. It just keeps coming layer by layer by layer. But this is where it ends. This is how the healing work works, is I'm no longer carrying this with me to my next life. I'm not even going to carry it into my next chapter of this life. Like, this is done. because I no longer work from this space, or do I want to work from this space of being like, okay, subconsciously speaking, let's not quite get our dreams realized because it will be taken away from me. Like, I'm so over it. I want to live my dreams. I want to live in my highest potential because that's where my highest purpose and my highest impact exists. And if I didn't subconsciously start dealing with this, my results in my life would continue to be the same over and over and over and over again. So this is how healing works. This is what people talk about when they say they're healing. And it's hard, and you have to look inside yourself. Oh man, it's been a lot. So never think your feelings are unwarranted. Never think your feelings are unjustified. They always are. They are coming from somewhere. And the more you repress it, the more heavier it's just going to be when you finally have to deal with it, whether it's now or in another lifetime. It will always come out. That is your balance. That's your karmic balance. That's what, at a soul level, you come here to take on. The duality of life. I'm seeing life from a place of both, well, hopefully soon, of realizing dreams and knowing that I'm safe and okay. And I've also experienced the duality of that too. And it's not something we need to be afraid of, but you do have to look at pain in your face and you can't ignore it. So if this is something that resonates with you, if there's something that you feel like just keeps holding you back, emotions that are repressed, things that want to come out, blocked energy, your body hurts, get on my calendar. Past life healing can take you miles ahead. Hypnotherapy, energy healing, all that stuff, get on my calendar. There's a lot of good stuff here. So if you have questions, just leave a comment. I will continue to post these type of things because this is my journey and I'm sharing my journey and this is my purpose. And I'm helping people become unstuck. Where are the keys for that? Our conscious minds can't do it anymore, and you know that. So any questions, I'll be sure to answer. I'm going to leave it at that. I hope this was helpful and at least in some way insightful. So I'll see you in my next video. Thank you for checking in here at MacFlick Hypnotherapy. Thank you for subscribing to my channel. I'd love to get to know you, and if you want to work with me, there are 3 ways to do so. First, you can join my online social forum for free, Soulchemy, where you will have free access to workshops, collaboration, and creative labs. I also have a 5-month healing journey program called The Alchemist, which is specifically designed to help you move out of your shadows and into your light, and you will be working with a whole team of expert healers. Or if you just want to book a single session with me, that is great. I offer both past life healing and hypnotherapy sessions. Check the description of this video for further details.